Hey, everybody. This is Bill Vickery with Just Call Bill. And we're here with experts in aging today. And I have the opportunity to talk to Lou Camposano. And he's got a pretty cool business. Lou, tell me about your business and the things that the services you offer.
So we provide outpatient physical, occupational, and speech therapy to people in their homes, usually people who have a hard time getting out of their house to get to therapy. So we're a little different than a home health company because you don't require any kind of rules as far as needing to be homebound. You don't have to have nursing involved, and you don't have to have a hospitalization to have us come in. Basically, all you need is a prescription from your doctor due to any kind of issue, whether it be weakness, difficulty walking, loss of balance, lack of energy, any of these types of things, anything that would require you to go to an occupational or physical therapist outside, we can come into the home.
Lou, tell me a little bit about what is physical therapy and occupational therapy. What's the difference between the two?
Okay, so physical therapy specifically works on strengthening, balance, pain, and that could be within anywhere, your arms, your legs, your neck, your back. Occupational therapy does a lot of the similar same things, but they focus more on functional abilities. So, for instance, I might work on your shoulder range of motion, as would they, but they utilize it more towards how do you use it to reach and do something? How do you do it folding your laundry? How do you get in and out of the bathroom? How do you comb your hair? Things like that. More functional activities are what they focus their time on. Now, if you have to have more motion in your shoulder to get your arm in your sleeve, they're going to work on that as well in conjunction with me at times.
Okay. So you offer both then, OT and PT yourself?
Yeah, so right now we're offering physical therapy throughout Greenville and Spartanburg counties.
Okay.
And we have a limited area for occupational therapy right now. But we
Okay.
plan on bringing on board another occupational therapist and a speech therapist as well.
And you mentioned that they need a prescription and a referral or either one?
No, just a prescription.
Okay.
So a prescription from any doctor or a nurse practitioner would be sufficient.
And do you accept insurance?
We do. So currently we're accepting Medicare, all Aetna plans, and we are looking at getting into United Healthcare and Blue Cross Blue Shield right now.
Okay. So only one Medicare program right now, but working on others.
Correct.
And you do anything with Medicaid?
Not right now, no.
Okay. All right. And so your business is fairly new to Greenville, correct?
It is. There are a lot of home health companies, and that's what most people are used to here. They're used to somebody going into the hospital, and then when they come out, either they go to rehab or they go home. And once they go home, they usually qualify for home health. After home health is done, and usually that's because either they have met the maximal amount of improvement that they can get with home health, or they no longer need nursing. Once home health is out, most people usually still require some therapy to get them back strong enough to doing what they were doing before. That's when my company comes in. My company comes in to the home without requiring home health or anything after that. That didn't answer your question, did it, Bill?
No, it did. It did. So what does the typical session look like? I mean, obviously the care is customized,
So,
but how
yeah.
long does it last and
So
why? What's
a
the
typical
advantage of
session.
doing it in your home?
Yeah, so a typical session would be walking in, coming in, and the initial evaluation, we would assess what the problems are. Now, maybe, you come to me for a back problem, you have back pain, but I noticed that you're having difficulty walking as well. We're not going to just treat the back pain. We're going to work on your leg strength, and we're going to work on your mobility around the house and look to see if you're functioning in your home as you need to. And we will address all of that based on our evaluation. But when we come in, we usually spend anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how much time the person actually needs.
Okay, very cool. I'm going to go off script with you for a minute, but I remember an email and some conversation you had with a colleague, and you mentioned something about, and get me correct if I say this wrong, vestibular rehab certification. Is that?
Yeah.
So tell me about that and why that's important, because you mentioned that and it sounded really important, but I have no idea what that is.
So your vestibular system is your balance center for the most part. And what it does is you have little receptacles on the inside of your inner ear. And those kind of give you input telling you which direction you're moving. So when I move my head to the right, the vestibular system on the right gets stronger. It tells my brain, oh, we're moving to the right. If I turn my head to the left, the exact opposite happens. Okay, I'm trained to help deal with people who have imbalances or problems with their vestibular system, often causing dizziness or sometimes vertigo, which is spinning.
Okay.
But they also specialize in balance, and the vestibular system has to do with not just direction of movement, but it also has to do with how well your coordinated movements occur within your arms and your legs.
And is that sounds like it's very specialized for and above the normal typical PT service.
Yeah, so they cover vestibular rehabilitation in physical therapy school to a fairly small degree. The certification that I have, it was a 1-week course. It's a whole certification program that lasts the entire week. And it is a specialized thing.
And was that at that Susan Herdman's lab in Emory?
So actually,
I went to that because I'm mixing the two of them up.
No. So I went to school at the University of Miami. Susan Herdman was one of my professors, and she had written a book. She wrote the book on vestibular rehabilitation, okay, and had this certification course that people travel to from all over the world. I took the course and worked at the course for her as a student. That's when I got my certification. When I was done, when I was graduating, Susan was also leaving University of Miami. She was going to Emory. Asked me to come work with her at her lab and possibly work on a PhD under her at Emory. So that's what I did after I graduated.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So I would think there's probably not too many people in the country, let alone in the upstate of South Carolina, that have that certification.
Probably not. I think more and more nowadays are getting there, but not now. That specific certification. That's probably one of the best in the nation.
Okay,
possibly
cool.
In the world.
Well, that sounds like it's a pretty good differentiator for you and your business then.
Yeah.
Well, very neat. So what would be your typical referral that you would like?
My perfect patient is anyone over the age of 60 who is having some trouble getting up and down out of their chair, or having some dizziness, or anybody that's trying to get around their home and having some difficulty, or maybe get out of the home. Maybe they've been able to get out of the home, but they don't feel confident leaving the house anymore. Or maybe they fell and they got hurt and they had an injury and they had home health. Now it's time for home health to go, and maybe they don't have a ride to go to therapy. Or maybe it's just really difficult for them to get out of the house. Those are my perfect patients. the people who are having a little bit of difficulty getting out of the house or getting around their home.
Well, it sounds like you offer an amazing service and a much needed service and a convenience for people to come in, that you get to go to the house and arrange that. Can you share with us in our audience how people get a hold of you and how do they find you to book an appointment or learn more about you?
Sure. So you can just call my number at 864-902-5902, or you can email me at therapy@upstatehomerehab.com, or you can check out my website at upstatehomerehab.com.
Well, thank you, Lou. I appreciate your time. Is there any last thing that you'd like to share that maybe I didn't ask, or that you said, oh, I want to make sure I cover today?
Well, I think that, like I said, this is new to the area. Not many doctors or nurse practitioners are familiar with this system. I think that they're used to referring out to home health, and if they don't meet the requirements for home health, the patients are usually getting overlooked. Especially if they can't get out of the house, if they don't qualify for home health and they don't get out of the house, they're not getting the therapy that they deserve. And I just feel like being able to get a hold of these people and get to them before they start declining too quickly, before they need home health. I think that's the biggest thing that I could say is that people need to recognize that they're starting to get a little bit weaker, or they're starting to have a little bit of a problem, and they need to reach out to their doctors and ask for physical therapy. And if they can't get to a physical therapy office, then give me a call. I'll come to see you.
Great. Well, that sounds like there's no excuse for not getting the right help then, right?
That's true. We're going to try to provide as much as we can.
Well, great. Well, Lou, I appreciate you being on with us today with Answers Magazine. And I would encourage you that are watching today, go check out Lou. If you have any questions or wonder if his service is right for you, and if you're a company that's out there too that wants to partner with Lou and even with Answers Magazine, I would encourage you to reach out to us, touch the like on the page when you see this, and we look forward to seeing everybody the next time on Experts in Aging's Answers Magazine. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, Bill.